Hello, everyone. This is Gary B. Wright of the Digital Market Brand Identity in beautiful San Francisco, California. Hi, what we're doing here is preparing for the holidays. Get my mic straight here. We're preparing for the holidays, everyone. And by doing so, we put together a digital market brand package, a stocking stuffer, for you to put in your digital stocking for the new year. And as we bring the new year in, we must understand we are moving into the digital age. As a result of moving into the digital age, we are becoming more independent. And the transition from analog to digital has greatly changed the independence in our society economically. But what I mean to tell you is that on YouTube, we have presented a 21st century brand legacy. In order for you to access the information about your brand awareness so that you can be successful, independence, and with this coronavirus epidemic and pandemic that has plagued us, it has somewhat forced us into the age of independence. We are more at home now, which means that we will be soon creating business areas such as rooms as well as areas in home excuse me, in order for us to do business, because the government is planning for us to become independent in our access to the economic success. So this has become an employee entrepreneur transition from the analog age 20th century to the digital age 21st century. From the 20th to the 21st century, we are moving from the analog to the digital. And there is a transformation that is causing us a future culture shock, because we are moving into the movement of seconds and thinking seconds and less rather than minutes and more. The analog, the brick and mortar, consisted of government, bank, and corporate control of information. Now, people say, what makes you think we want to start our own business? The digital age is preparing you to do just that. You either will be an employee or an entrepreneur. You either will be a consumer or a money maker. Okay? To understand, consumers spend, money makers create. And in this digital age we're living in, it is giving us more ability to have our own domains, our own ownership of brand identity. Because in the 20th century, they used 99% of our brand and we got no return on investment. We were just consumers. We were just employees. We were just buyers of products of other people's brands. Now, don't get me wrong, we loved and appreciated that, but that was no return on the investment. In fact, all we did was publicize other people's brands. Keeping in mind, we had no other alternative in the 20th century. The only thing we could do was work for someone else. That was the 20th century mindset. This was based on a constitution that wanted people to be under other people, a winner-loser mindset. And as we move into a faster, more rapid-paced environment of a 21st century, digital, in seconds and milliseconds of response with global access, we are no longer dealing with the backyard of people's outlooks and isms. We are now dealing with 21st century electronic access to global reach. Global meaning that we can reach people who need to know what we or you know. And this mindset is a business mindset that we aren't used to. We are more used to working for people who have that mindset, not having it for ourselves. Now, can you imagine getting together in your home at the dinner table with your family, you, the woman, the kids, excuse me, and you guys start discussing, hey, you guys, aren't you good at email marketing? Aren't you good at pictures? Aren't you good at animation? Why don't we get together and create our own business? And then they ask, why? Because by creating our own business, we will have ownership of our brand identity. We will have ownership of our products and services. We will have ownership the same as 20th century brick and mortar. But we don't need anything. We don't need tall buildings. We don't need banks. We don't need corporations. We need a computer with high-speed access. That is the 21st century version of brick and mortar. No banks, no corporations, no governments controlling information. You now have access through big data. Big data has replaced banks and governments and corporations. You now have access by researching, by learning, by using your internet, by using your computer with high-speed access, a search engine to search, research, and find out about yourself and who you are, what you contribute to the market through your experiences, and how you can reach around the world and find people who need that knowledge. Now, this is the age we're moving into. So, we're moving into employee entrepreneur, employee 20th century mindset of working for others, 21st century mindset of working for yourself and taking advantage of your brand. Did you know big business, meaning higher education, we went to college, they use 99% of your brand with no return on investment for you. And you paid for an education that they should have been paying you. However, the winner-loser mindset of the 20th century was about you working for others. And all colleges and universities did for you on the lower end was teach you to work for others. And you may not get a chance to do that. And there are many of you who are out there just like me, who have brand identity that we were not aware of. And we could have done so much more. But the transition, the independence, the ownership, the access is now in your hands. And it's kind of hard to shake off the 20th century mindset of winners and losers and embrace a 21st century mindset of sitting at the table with your family and actually putting together a corporation and having protection of saving money, tax breaks, write-offs, and all these other things that the big businesses were taking advantage of. Because now in the 21st century, big business does not want you to know that we are on a equal level playing field. With big data, we can do the same thing. We have access to what makes money. We have access to what creates wealth. We have access to what creates brand ownership, and that is information. Information that you can distribute digitally, affordably, to get a high return on investment and connect to a global community outside of the box, meaning that you are now the owner of a brand that is necessary. Someone needs to know what you have survived from. Someone needs to know the tools and techniques of every individual out there, and our training teaches to embrace the importance of your brand identity in the 21st century. So, again, to wrap it all up, we are teaching you to be profitable in the digital holiday resolution of the new year. You now have an alternative, that you can plan for your New Year resolution to become successful and independent with brand ownership of your digital market brand identity in the 21st century. And I know it's too good to be true, but it isn't. It is true. And for a limited time, and we don't know how long, it will be long enough for banks, government, and corporation to control again. Meanwhile, big data has given us access to information through research with a computer, high-speed access, global community that you can reach for, the niche, and listen to the tape, the video over and over again. This introduction is going on to 21st Century Brand Legacy YouTube channel. This is Gary B. Wright of Digital Market Brand, and we will bringing you more brand awareness so that you can benefit from your brand and establish ownership of your brand to create your return on investment that has long been deserved of you. And this is excluding the worn out outlook of education in the 20th century. This is about people who can teach you through practical application and their success, my success, and that connection for your global access to niche community for your brand specificity. And this is a reality and why you should want to start a business. This is why. Because as we get more independent in this digital age, we have access to the return on investment of our brand. And you can pass that on as a legacy to your family so that they too can make that claim to a platform that has been created that is opposite of the analog. The digital is a new platform. That rather than you engaging on bright, shiny objects, that you actually participate and take advantage of your brand identity today. My resolution to you, my stocking stuffer to you, my gift to you is brand identity is the 21st century so you can be successful as a business owner online. You, your family, your friends, your community, this changes things. This is what big business does not want you to know. This is Gary B. Wright, and I have had so much experience to explain to you why I have the ability to know these things. You must join me and be enthusiastic about coming to the 21st Century Brand Legacy on the YouTube channel. This is Gary B. Wright of the Digital Market Brand. Keeping these things in mind, go to YouTube and engage with us and comment with us because my objective is to make you successful and give you the tools, strategies, techniques, and awareness of your brand identity in the 21st century and that you can control it. And the solo entrepreneur, I want to leave you with this. As you start as a solo entrepreneur, I am creating the tools, techniques, and strategies so that you will not be alone in your access to the information that's going to propel you into a digital future of ownership, of return on investment of your brand identity. I have done the research. Join me. The proof is in this pudding. And for this new year, for this holiday season, I am releasing the Digital Market Brand Identity. I have been working on this for a very long time to bring to you guys the independence of the digital age, to explain to you what big business does not want you to know. The level playing field that you can use with the brick and mortar of the 21st century, the computer, high-speed internet access to reach a global community with your brand identity. Learn your niches. Do the research. Join us and get the skills to learn the strategies, tools, and techniques to invest in yourself in the 21st century as a brand identity and get your return on investment of your brand ownership today. This is the introduction of the Digital Market Brand. Stay tuned with us because next we will talk about the digital, beginning the tools and letting you know about the age of the digital and how you can access that in your home. And the main thing that you need is electricity. And after the electricity, you need a laptop computer that has no other use on it but business. A computer that you use only for business. There's a reason for this, and that you share with no one else. Of course, the electricity for high-speed access. And then we'll get into the tools, the digital tools, and the next conversation that we have on the digital market brand strategy that I have for you on the YouTube channel and other channels too. But we'll get more into that in the next session. Again, I welcome you for the new year. This is my gift to you to work and focus and think about the fact that you now have an alternative in this digital age to be successful, as I teach you about your brand awareness and how you can start and begin today by looking it up. Big data is your tool, girl. Guys, everyone. This holiday season, my stocking stuffer to you is hope for your digital future and an alternative on a brand new platform. Big business does not want you to know this. because they've been making billions and trillions off of this stuff for a long time. And in this digital age, big data gives you access, the same level playing field as Fortune 500 companies. Do the math, do the work, do the research, find your niche, your brand ownership, and claim 100% return on investment of your digital market brand identity in the 21st century. Happy holidays, happy new year, and stay tuned for the digital portion of our brand identity.